Okay, well, it goes back to the middle of March, just before the lockdown, when the NHS was critically short of intensive care ventilators. We needed something like 25,000 of them, according to the statistics, and we only had about 6,000 of them. So government asked industry to step up and see if it could repurpose itself to build clinical equipment. So we formed a consortium which combines the pace of Formula One with our friends at McLaren, the robustness of big company processes in manufacturing like Ford and Airbus, and the sort of exacting clinical standards required of medical devices through the support of the Siemens Healthineers, the medical division of Siemens. And we basically got together to get behind the build or scale up of 2 existing ventilator units, because we felt that that was the best way of addressing the government's call to arms. Rather than start with one of these new devices from scratch, our strategy was to get behind 2 existing devices, one from Smiths Industries and another one from a very small company called Penlon. And basically, over the last few months, we've super scaled those to a level, we're producing at peak about 400 a day, whereas with Penlon, they were producing about 5 or 6 a week, just to give a sense of the scale with which we've tackled this challenge.
Mark, let me bring you in. McLaren's been an interesting business model. I've seen firsthand what you've been up to there at the technology hub. You've got 3D printing, you use a lot of the technology from trying to do the fast pit changes to trying to apply that to businesses on shift work. This is quite a different equation than when we talk about the business of ventilators. So what did it mean to reorganise everything to go into this community spirit that we saw from many business leaders?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think we had no end of volunteers. Everyone wanted to contribute something to this, and we found very quickly that we could redeploy our core skills. So a lot of what you might expect from Formula One, so speed, flexibility, rapid deployment of resources, particularly around the engineering, manufacturing capacity, and supply chain management areas. And I think also we've transferred some of our core culture to the consortium. We work on some very fundamental principles, things like strongest athlete. So always pick the best person for the job. Normally means you get a better outcome. And putting the decision at the point of greatest knowledge, and that quite often has some far-reaching consequences. So, for example, the point of greatest knowledge may not sit with the boss. It's quite often in the depths of the team, and that encourages people to trust and empower and go to that point of greatest knowledge, and also to support that with the best data. So we're a very data-driven organisation, and we transferred a lot of that thinking to the consortium. So not big data. We don't like big data because it takes too long to find what you actually want in big data. So we like important data, and seek that out, measure that really as well as you can, and use it wisely. And then support the team in making those decisions, so fully empower the team to move quickly. And I think also a simple principle of asking the question, what would you do if you're standing on the grid right now? So that means you found an issue with a car, 20 minutes to the start of the race, the problem's not going to go away, you can't push it down the road, you have to deal with it now. And that philosophy is transferred into the team really, really well. So we deliberately ran at the challenge as a collective consortium, knew that we would see issues on a day-by-day basis, and we had to clear them quickly. So you couldn't put it to one side, you had to just run at it and give someone the ownership of that issue, get it resolved, move on to the next one. I think that kept the team really energized on the front foot, because you can always see a daily success when you break down those issues. So I think it worked very well. Us coming together with some of the scale manufacturers like Ford and Airbus and Siemens to understand how we can collaborate in that space.